Hi everybody, I'm Father Casey, the pastor of the Epiphany of Our Lord Church. And I want to welcome you to our video this week. And the question I want to ask you, or at least the first question I want to ask you, is what is a parishioner? You know, people come to this parish, as they do in many parishes, and they ask for things, and yet they never darken the doors of the church. Like they come for a letter of eligibility. Now, a letter of eligibility is a document that states that I, as a pastor, can vouch for this person as a churchgoer, as living a good life, their age, and things that are required of me as a pastor according to canon law. And yet, so many times, the person coming doesn't go to church. They may live within the boundaries of this parish, but they are simply here to get something, and yet when I ask them, do you go to church here? Because I don't recognize them, never heard of their name before, or recognize their face. When I ask them the question, do you go to church here? They say, no, but I used to go to school here, or I made all of my sacraments here. And I think to myself, well, that's well and good, but that's not what's required for me to give you this document that you are a parishioner in good standing, and then sign it and send it to another parish so that another pastor will say, okay, this person is a person in good standing in this parish, the Epiphany of Our Lord. But this happens all over the world, really. Now, what is a parishioner then? Because a lot of people have a misunderstanding of what it means to be a parishioner. And the first thing they say to me is, the church is all about money. Like, all we care about is money. So if I don't give to the church, then that's why you're telling me I'm not a parishioner. Now, in all fairness, money is a part of it. People have to understand that this is a non-profit organization, meaning everything that we have, our lights, our heat, the functioning of our building, paying the salaries of the staff, any repairs that have to be done, all come from the donations of the parishioners who donate to this church. That's how the bills are paid. Some people think that the diocese sends us money, or that they pay the bills of this parish, which is not true. And that's not true in any parish in this diocese. So money is important because that's how this building and buildings work and how bills get paid. So if you want to be a parishioner, you really should contribute to your parish. The money's not going into my pocket. Yes, I do receive a salary. That's true. I get paid for the work that I do. And I believe I work hard and I do deserve a salary. But I'll tell you this, I definitely don't get the salary that is in line with my education nor my experience. But I don't do this vocation for the money. Certainly not. So money is a factor in a sense that if you're a parishioner, you should be contributing to your parish. But primarily, you should be going to church. You should be showing your face, and people see you, and you're singing and you're worshiping with other parishioners. Now, you may say, well, I don't like the parish that I'm living within. You may not like this parish. Well, if that's the case, then you need to be a grown-up and find out where you are fed. Go to a parish that you like the worship style, you like the music, you like the homily, the people are friendly and welcoming. You go to a place that you feel that you can worship God in that space. That's important. But when you go to that place, if it's different than the boundaries that you live within, then you need to go to the rectory, that's where the offices are, and say, I want to register in this parish. And they'll gladly welcome you. You know, you could be living 15 miles away from that church. We have parishioners that don't live in this neighborhood, they come from other counties even. And it's okay, because they got permission and I signed them up. Now, another thing that you should do if you're going to say you're a parishioner is you give of your time. Whether that means you want to lecture You volunteer at the any function that we have in a parish. You are a Eucharistic minister. You bring communion and Eucharist to the sick and the homebound. But you give your time to the parish and to the parishioners. That's what a parishioner does. Maybe you're an usher, but you give your time. Another thing you could do is you could give your talent, meaning you may have some special skill. You may be a plumber. You may be a carpenter. You may be an electrician. And you know what? Father, if there's anything I can do for this parish, let me know. That's giving your particular talent and skill to the use of your parish. But you just can't come and sit in the pew and not give or do anything and just soak it up, because that really makes you a taker. And nobody really likes a taker. You need to give back, whether it's time, talent, or treasure. But that's what makes a parishioner a parishioner. You are a part of the parish. You just don't live within the physical boundaries. Now, why am I going off on this rant? Because in the gospel this week, Jesus tells the story about what will happen at the end of time. A woman asks him, Lord, will only a few be saved? And Jesus says, there will come a time where you will knock on the door of the kingdom, and I will open the door and say, who are you? And you'll say, Lord, it's me. We were in your company. We ate and drank. You taught in our streets. And Jesus will say to that person, I don't know you, and close the door. And there will be much wailing and grinding of teeth. What causes us to grind our teeth? Extreme frustration and extreme pain. So Jesus is saying, you will be locked out of the kingdom of heaven, that because you just simply say, I'm a Christian, doesn't mean you are a Christian. Because Jesus says, go away from me, you evildoers. Meaning, you did evil. Yes, you might have broken bread with me. You might have been in my presence, but you never did what I asked you to do. You didn't care about the hungry. You didn't give drink to the thirsty or shelter the homeless or take care of those who were in pain or in need or in prison. You didn't care about other people. So you can't say you're a Christian if you don't act like a Christian, if you don't do Christian things. Because Jesus will say to you, as he'll say to me, I don't know you. I don't know anything about you. Because we never did anything that Christ asked us to do. So the real important question is, do we know Jesus? But more importantly, does Jesus know us? Have a great week, and God bless.